Good day, everyone, and welcome back to another walk with me. If you are new here, it's a simple. I go for a walk, I share some thoughts, and hopefully, along the way, you'll hear something that connects with you. Not a lecture, not a polished TED Talk, just a human conversation while we walk together. I want to talk about leadership, and not the kind that fills corporate posters or LinkedIn buzzwords. I'm talking about noble leadership. I've been reading a book called Noble Leadership in Emergent Reality. It's a big title, yeah, but what it's really about is something quite down to earth. How do we lead with courage, humility, and purpose when the world feels messy and unpredictable? So let's walk and unpack it together. Let me start here. We've all seen leadership done badly. Maybe it's a boss who talks over everyone. Maybe it's a politician chasing headlines instead of doing the hard yards. Maybe it's someone in your community who holds power but forgets responsibility. The truth is, a lot of the leadership we experience feels shallow. It's about short-term wins, ticking boxes or protecting image. It's reactive and it is not reflective. And you know what? People notice. Teams disengage, communities lose trust, kids stop believing adults mean what they say. The authors of this book say, we need to reclaim something older and deeper: nobility. Not in the sense of fancy titles or castles, but nobility as in acting with honor, with responsibility, with care for more than just yourself. And honestly, that's refreshing, because I think we're all hungry for leaders who are real, who care, who think about the bigger picture. One of the things I love in the book is the stories. Leaders from around the world, different backgrounds, different challenges, and you start to see a pattern. Yes, the pattern. For example, one story tells of a leader faced with a fork in the road. On one side, they could have made a quick decision, saved face, maybe even boosted their own career. On the other side, they had to slow down, bring in voices that are usually ignored, and risk criticism for taking too long. They choose the second path. They listen. They invited community members, junior staff, people who don't usually get a seat at the table, and yes, it was messy, it took time, but the outcome, stronger, fairer, and more sustainable. That's noble leadership is not about shining under the spotlight. It's about making a space for others to shine. And I think of my own journey. Moving to the new country, starting fresh, working in some good companies in private and in public sector, and yeah, that's it. The authors lay out a lot of wisdom, but for me, three pillars of noble leadership stand out. Number one, listen before you talk. Simple but powerful. We live in a world where everyone wants the mic. Everyone wants their opinion heard. But noble leaders, they create silence long enough to hear others. Not just their words, but their concerns, their hopes, and their fears. Number two, balance ambition with service. Ambition's not bad. It drives us to innovate, to grow, but ambition without service leaves wreckage. We've all seen burnout teams, families sacrificed to careers, ecosystems trashed for quick profit. Noble leadership asks, who am I serving while I'm striving? Number three, think long game. We are wired for short-term gains. Quarterly reports, election cycles, social media likes, but noble leaders lift their eyes. They ask, how will this decision age? Will it serve our kids, our communities, our planet 10 years from now or more? Those three pillars, listening, service, and long game thinking, sound basic, but living them, that's the work of a lifetime. Now let's make it real. In my own work, noble leadership might mean making sure that in a big meeting, I don't just default to the loudest voices. It means asking the quieter person, what do you think? Because sometimes the quietest person has the sharpest insight. In my mentoring with new migrants, it's about saying your story matters. You don't have to erase your past to belong here. True leadership honors identity. At home, my son, noble leadership looks like keeping promises. Listening to him, even when the day's been long. Teaching him that leadership isn't about bossing people around. It's about caring for others. And maybe for you it's different. Maybe you are leading a team or a classroom or just yourself through a rough patch. Noble leadership can fit any of those. Because it's not about the size of your role. It's about the depth of your impact. So, where does this leave us? I want to finish with a commitment, and maybe you can make one too. Mine is simple. I'll listen first, I'll strive with service, I'll think about tomorrow, not just today. That's noble leadership. Not perfect leadership, not easy leadership, but the kind that matters. Thanks for walking me today. If this hit home, share your thoughts. What does noble leadership mean to you? Because this isn't a one-way conversation. It's sometimes we build together. Until next time, take care and keep walking.